Greetings! Welcome back to the channel. So I know you're here because either Mr. Henry sent you here or your teacher asked you to find out about Caribbean regional integration. Well, let's unravel it in 2 minutes or less. Remember to take your notes, okay? Cool. All right, let's get to it. Now, what do we hear when we hear Caribbean regional integration? First, we hear the word Caribbean. Caribbean is a region or an area in the Northern Hemisphere where all the countries share a common history, geographical location, similar languages, similar music, similar food, and they have at least one coastline that touches the Caribbean Sea. So the languages that are spoken are mainly English, Spanish, and French. To integrate means to agree to come together. Regional, what's that? It's a geographical region or an area that has things in common. And integration, again, means coming together for a common purpose. So we put that all together. Now, what are some goals that they might want to achieve? Political, economic goals, cultural, even sports. Yes, the Caribbean comes together very often for sports such as CONCACAF, which is literally the Confederation of North, Central American and Caribbean Association of Football, CONCACAF. They also come together for cricket. Maybe you've heard of the West Indies cricket team. They did really, really, really good back in the day when I was a kid. Unfortunately, they are not such a dominant force anymore. We also integrate for track and field, for example, the Carifta Games or the Central and American Caribbean Championships. Other forms of integration includes SEDERA, which is for disaster management, for the earthquakes and the hurricanes, and even the volcanic eruptions that we often get in the Caribbean region. So it's a regional response to the hazards or the disaster that they need to manage. There's also the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, the Caribbean Development Bank, and there's also CariFesta, the Caribbean Festival of the Arts. Now, what we're doing right here, we're doing education, and we'll be sitting a common exam administered by CXC, CSEC, and CCSLC are all given by the same body, CXC. Additionally, most Caribbean students go to an awesome university known as the University of the West Indies, which has locations in Mona, Cayville in Barbados, and St. Augustine in Trinidad. The Caribbean Community, or CARICOM, and the Caribbean Single Market and Economy, the CSME, are economic integrations. You may have heard of them. It is an agreement to allow CARICOM goods, services, people, and capital to move through the Caribbean community freely. It was established on the 4th of July 1973 by the signing of the Treaty of Chagaramos. Yeah, man, it's a big word. Chagaramos. So, who benefits from regional integration? Well, that's easy. We all do. Look at these names. When there is regional integration, there is a free movement of goods, labor, and capital. The idea that the whole region becomes a single market in which goods and service can be produced in a free trade zone. In a free trade zone, taxes, quotas, and regulations are removed, allowing goods and services to be moved freely. So maybe one day we will all be able to just go from one CARICOM country or one Caribbean country without even a visa. Maybe. All right, let's look at some of the reasons we integrate as well as some of the reasons that prevent us from working together. These are the benefits of regional integration. One, the ability to be able to better negotiate against rich, powerful countries. Two, increase cooperation among islands so that we can work together to achieve more. With a reduction of negative effects associated with globalization, by working together and trading together, we can offset many of the problems that are caused by globalization. Four, being able to better compete internationally as we are seen as a big body. We are a united body. like how the Asian countries are united, and also the Middle East, and also the African countries are united. We can be seen as a regional big body, though we are really many little countries. Number five, each island has more persons to sell its goods to, apart from those within its borders. Six, our quality of life will improve as we all have access to the variety of goods and services. Seven, during times of crisis and need, we are well prepared as we have developed a variety of organizations. We now, to a large extent, have the freedom to move to each country and find work. But there are some barriers to regional integration. Why? These are a part of any grouping. The many problems you have when your last time your teacher gave you group work. Now multiply that to like 100 level of groupings of Caribbean countries or even other countries. The islands are all at different stages of development, which does not promote a willingness to actively work together. No two islands in the Caribbean follow the same economic policies. Patriotism to the island homes can stir conflict between the different territories. 4. Except for the countries of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, islands do not have the same currency. Islands in the Caribbean do not have the same type or even the same amount of resources. The islands are scattered all over the Caribbean. Many countries are all producing the same goods for trade, that is competition. There is conflict over how much is to be contributed by each country. There are problems with multinational corporations and how they should be dealt with within the region. The geography of the regions, the islands and mainlands, are scattered. They are scattered all over the region. In the region, there is an absence of a common model or a strategy for development. Each country tends to follow its own policy. That can cause problems. As I said before, there are differences in stages of growth and development. Some countries are referred to as developed, some developing, some are even underdeveloped. There is competition for the location of industries as each territory needs investments to promote its job. Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. I say I wouldn't have a lengthy video, but I do hope that you have benefited from this video and you should be at least able to discuss three benefits of regional integration as well as identify at least three organizations that have been established to integrate the Caribbean. So, see you in the next video here on Addicted to Geography. Peace.